Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video, and today we are playing with the new enweb mechanic, which is web slinging in the paper Spider-Man set, but web slinging I'm fairly sure is copyrighted, so they had to change the name to enweb through the Omenpath. So what is enweb? It's an alternative casting cost that lets you cast the creature, I think they're all creatures, by returning a tapped creature from your battlefield to your hand. So very similar to ninjutsu, whereas in ninjutsu you return a unblocked creature and then the creature coming down is tapped and attacking, whereas this, timing rules still apply. So for example, Darval, whose web protects, is a 3-mana 3/3, but you can pay in web for 1 white mana. So if you have a tapped creature, you can pay him for 1 white. And while a 3-mana 3/3 is not impressive, a 1-mana 3/3 on turn 2 is. So that's one of our in-web cards. We also have Yera and Oski, Weaver and Guide, another 3-mana 3/3, also within web for 1. But when it enters, we look at an opponent's hand, then choose a card type other than creature. Spells of a chosen type cost 1 more to cast. This doesn't have to be a card type in our opponent's hand. They might have a handful of creatures, but we might go, well, based on their colour schemes, they probably have a Get Lost, or in one of the games I played, it was they were ramping quite a lot and had Hadron, not Collider, the one that taps to add 2 colour. So I assumed they had Ugin somewhere until I chose Planeswalker. Then we have San of the Silken Throne, a 4-mana 3/4 within web for 3. Beginning of our end step, if 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield under our control this turn, we draw a card and gain 2 life. And then one of the main payoffs is Alenni, Brood Recruiter, a 4-mana 3/5 within web for 3. When we cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 green and white human citizen creature token. So basically, because this is a cast trigger, even if the creature gets countered, we go wide, and then we can pay 5 creatures we control, get +2/+2 and gain visions end of turn. What is quite good is that is not activate only to sorcery, which is something we do see wizards do more often nowadays. So we can do this in combat on our opponent's turn if we have the mana. And this is the real backbone, because if we can web this out on turn 2, which we can with Alenni Elves, and then turn 3 just pay out 3 1-drops or in web some more stuff, and we can go on turn 3 we can often have Alenni and like 6 1/1s from the human citizens and things like Alenni Elves. Fate Weaver, we have Zora, Spider Fancier. It's hard to get in with because it's a 0/2, obviously, but a lot of things we're playing with Spider, so gaining life and putting counters on is really helpful. Then we have Bravekin Duro, which you don't really see that often or at all, a 1-mana 1/1, but you can pay 1 and tap it. Target creature gets +1/+1 to end of turn, activate owns a sorcery. And one of the key things about this deck is having ways to tap our creatures without attacking, because obviously we have a lot of small creatures, and if we attack they probably get killed. So Alenni Elves is really good. Obviously it can tap itself for mana, and then in web, or even if we're in webbing Darval or Yera and Oski for 1 green, we can tap this for 1 white. We can tap this as a green, in web one of these, return Alenni Elves, and then use the green mana, but we've tapped the elves forward to recast the elves, so that's really, really good. And we also have Lumen class Frigate, 4 copies of these, a 2-mana spacecraft, which means we can tap creatures to station it, and if it has 2 charge counters on it, meaning we've tapped a total of creatures with a total of 2 power throughout the game. Other creatures we control get +1/+1, so that's a really good way to buff our board. And once it has 12 charge counters on it, it is a 3/5 flying lifelinker spacecraft. And then we have Enduring Vitality. Only 2 of these creatures we control have tap to add 1 mana of any colour. And then obviously it being an enduring creature from Dustmourn means when it dies, it comes back as an enchantment. So this basically turns all our creatures into mana dorks, meaning we can just tap them as much as we want. Then we have Get Lost for our removal of choice. And then we do have 2 copies of Vendo, Wake in Heaven in our mana base again to be able to station it. So meaning we can tap creatures whenever we want. And if we have this fully charged up, then we can go ham with Alenni's 5 mana +2/+2 vigilance mode, which is really, really powerful. This is a really fun deck. It being creature heavy, it can obviously suffer to removal, and it does really revolve around Alenni. If you don't draw Alenni, you're just getting out. 3/3s are pretty good, but you really want to go wide. I did try Glorious Anthem, 2-mana Anthem, all your creatures get +1/+1, but remove that for more creatures. Also played some red in web creatures, so you may have seen those in a couple of the games, but you may not have. It's really fun. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe. I'd like to give a shout out to my patrons. They are Arcadius, Thomas, Mihal and Adrian. Thank you very much for support. Thank you for everyone else's support, and I'll see you all in my gameplay. I think we've got a mulligan this. We'll put back a multiversal passage. Well, Alenni is a good draw. Should have kept that third land. Station, you. Enweb, you. Looks like we're doing sorcery then. And we will station. Well, let us get down the vitality and station. I'll be honest, I thought that their bite cost 3 to begin with, not 2. Well, they are proper ramping, aren't they? Tap you for green. In web. Pick you up. And we can station a fair bit. We now have all the mana we could possibly want, but no cards in hand. Yep, there's a vestige. They's going to put a dragon into play. They do gain 3. Why are you trying to kill me? Give me a heart attack. And we'll play out. And we will draw a card and gain 2. Yeah, we'll block you. Oh no, it goes back to their hand, so we definitely want to kill it. Well, that was a turn. I will give them that. Yeah, you can block something. That does make sense. I shouldn't have attacked with that. Yeah, that was a whiff. At least we gain some life back. You can all go in. They're down to 9. We are up to 12. And they scoop. Yeah, we with our Avendo, we can get, even if we draw nothing, we can activate, well, we can activate it once, attack with everything, and activate it a few more times. Our opponent goes first. I think we get down a Vendo. And then turn 2, we can Fate Weaver, station, get down Darval. Yeah. Let's station you. We do need a planes. And next turn we can, station again. Next turn we can Zora and then Fate Weaver, and hopefully we find some more things. Oh, frigate's good. And let's station with the Fate Weaver. They're being pretty slow. Do they have Day of Judgment? Do they have Day of Judgment? They're looking at a Fate Weaver. What did you want to do with a Fate Weaver? That's annoying. Let's attack in. We'll bounce that Darval and station. And you can be on white. And we'll station with Zora. Do you have another Ride's End? Ooh, they're discovering. Atali's Favour. Atali's Favour. Sage of the Skies. Luckily, we have multiple removal spells. Let's attack and see what they do. Let's clear their board then. And swap out our Darvals. We need more action though. Well, nothing they can play. We can hold up, get lost for our Elsbeth. If they don't use it, they lose it. Do they just create tokens? Cast a spell first. Obviously we have another Darval. And we may as well station. Not that it does anything. Once again, we've been flooding out a bit. It's only 6 lands, but we don't need 6 lands. Interesting. Are you just going to grow it? Maybe. No, they're not. Well, we have ways to tap creatures, but no ways. Nothing to enweb. Now we have something we can get back in. Up against blue-green. Let's pick up you. And get down another land, well, the same land and what elves. If I attack with a Shrieker, it is getting blocked by a Fate Weaver. We need more lands. We need more white mana. Unless, of course, they attack, put a Valgaroth cloak to the skies and splash balled it. Well, they didn't pick the Crater Hoof. Let's pick up you. Yeah, we need lands. Now, did they tap poorly by not tapping the land and white elves? I mean, okay. Very frustrating. We can get lost it, but they do gain 3 and draw. Can I have another land, please? Yes, we have another land. Don't save it. That's Fate Weaver. As it does have Death Touch. If you have a counter spell, you probably should have countered the Get Lost. Or are you just being incredibly slow? We're attacking with a Darval. We have another one. Next turn we frigate, station it to pump the team. Valgavoth. Another Tyrant. You can still flip the face down card. I like you didn't do that before combat for some strange reason. On your Llanowar elves. Land. You're not land. Problem is, I think we're just biding time until they manifest into something useful, or you know, plot. That's crew review. At least it's on a later turn. So a splash portal. Do you want a splash portal or something? Da, 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 da. Let's swing in with you guys. Let us enweb. They have something at instant speed. And let us Llanowar White Elves again. And we will just crew, so we're less likely to block with them. and then crew, because obviously we can just get another one back as a blocker. If they do get a Valve off and we get a get lost, we have a lot of things we can sacrifice. We just have to hope they don't. It's always scary when they shock it in. They already had the mana for Ether Eyes. So they wouldn't have needed to shock it in. With a Rebuke is a sorcery. Cyclonic Rift isn't in it, in standard. Unless they had an Ether Eyes ready to go. Smug to surprise. That I should have guessed. I play it enough. Our opponent goes first. We don't have... Well, we do have white mana. Hopefully turn to Alenni. But I would not count on it. Don't have removal. Don't have removal. Don't have removal. And next turn, I think we endure in Vitality. Yeah, we can't block that. How much of a buff do you have? Oh, nothing. If we endure in Vitality, we create a couple of 1/1s. They have something. If they have, yeah. I mean, it still comes back. Do they have the Axonal? Double strike's annoying. Let's take down the Needlehead. You... Actually, can I undo that? No. Yeah. Messed that up a bit, never mind. Instant. They do take 2. But we do have some pretty good things. Let's crew with you. Crew with you. Oh yeah, that was a mistake. Whoops, never mind. Oh God, Screaming Nemesis. We're going to lose our Alenni. They can't lightning strike. Unless I have miscalculated something. I mean, they actually could have had lethal. You. Still instant. They could have had lethal. They to pump their Bastronaut. We have to let the Sunspine links, not Sunspine links, Screaming Nemesis get through. Now we can see what they've got in their hand. And they can't cast it. And we should have lethal on the backswing. And gain 3 back up to 6. But wait, there's more. We have lost. Yeah,